Hello, hello. Welcome to another video here on my YouTube channel. Today, I would like to talk about how putting yourself is not selfish and the top three things that we can do to help ourselves put ourselves first. Thank you so much for joining me today for this topic of putting yourself first. Before we begin, don't forget to check out our online community. We have so many active people in there. It's a great place to connect with others, do the monthly challenges with us, come to our monthly live raw food classes where we teach things like our wraps, the sushi, the tacos. We have so many planned for 2025. So join up and attend the classes, have some fun, and connect with others. If you're feeling lonely, this is a great place to connect. There's so many people in there who are there to support you. You don't have to be a raw vegan to be in the group. All you need is a desire to eat more raw food and connect with other people who are wanting to do the same as well. You can also get 40% off any of our ebooks. Those are our wraps, our burgers, our tacos, soups, stews, curries, appetizers. There's meal plans, there's informational ebooks, and all the goodies are 40% off with code RAWFOOD40. The link for that is also in the description box below. So head on down there if you're interested in any of the things that we have to offer. So let's chat a little bit about why putting yourself first is not selfish. Most of the time when we think about doing something for ourselves, it can feel selfish because we're doing it for ourselves. But the reason why I feel like putting ourselves first is not selfish is because when we don't put ourselves first, it compromises us in our ability to serve others. So we usually want to put everyone else first, and we do things for other people. We go to things and we put ourselves last because we're putting everyone else above us. And we have to get all these other things done before we can even take some time for ourselves. But this can lead to burnout. And it can lead us to making fast choices like eating fast food, not sleeping enough, not exercising, not even spending time in nature, or anything that will take care of ourselves. And over time, we aren't as able to help the people that we love the most. So if we're looking for the energy, if we're looking to feel rested, if we're looking to have the strength to be able to do certain things with our loved ones and for our loved ones, we have to put ourselves first. So I believe that putting yourself first is actually selfless, because when we get better, others are served better from us. We can help others better when we feel better. So it's important to take time for ourselves. So I wanted to talk about 3 quick things that we can do or that we should think about to put ourselves first. Let's start with planning and scheduling. This is something that we can do to put ourselves first, is to take the time to plan what we want to do, what our new habits need to look like, or what we want to change in our lives. Write it down, plan it out. How do you want your day to go? How do you want your day to look? That includes you in the mix. We want to include ourselves in that mix. And something that I've talked about many times before that can help people who tend to put most of other people first is to think of yourself as one of those people in that box of people that you put first. So I like to use my middle name, which is Eileen. So I will put Eileen in that box of all the people that need help, or that need their lunch made, or that need time to relax, or whatever it is. So I put Eileen in that box, and you can do that too as well. So when you're scheduling it in, which is another thing that you want to do with planning, schedule yourself in, schedule Eileen in, or schedule whatever your middle name is in. So an example would be Eileen needs lunch for tomorrow. So you schedule it in because you're making Eileen lunch, which is actually you. So then you have lunch ready for the next day and you feel more satiated, you feel more hydrated, you'll feel better about your choices. You might find more energy, and overall, it'll be more beneficial when you put yourself first, because then at work, for example, you have more focused concentration. Maybe you have better conversations with your coworkers. Maybe at home, you're not as hangry because you ate an adequate lunch so you're not as hangry and your interactions with your family members go better. There's so many reasons why putting yourself first can be so beneficial to those we love and can be selfless. Next up is to set healthy boundaries. Communicate with those you love, communicate with your coworkers, communicate with people in your life to be able to put yourself first. Like, for example, this is a great example. At work, your coworkers make fun of you for having a smoothie. And over time, you don't make the smoothie anymore because they constantly make fun of you. But the smoothie helps you to do a better job and for you to not be mean at work because you are not hangry, for example. Having a direct conversation and an open and honest conversation about your boundaries. Say, like, I don't appreciate when you make fun of me for having a smoothie at work. This is what helps me to feel my best and to do my job and, you know, all of the things. So you want to take the time to communicate and express these things to the people in your life, because if you are putting yourself first, it's really important that they know that you are doing these things, and also that you're doing these things for them as well. For your partner, for example, if you are choosing these foods, it's so that you have more energy so you can go hiking with them, or you're going to bed early so that you can wake up and help your kids in the morning, or whatever it is. Communicate these things with the people you love so that you can put yourself first more often. And remember that if the people feel judged, if they say that, well, I feel judged by you because you're making different choices, remember that is their own projection of their own judgments on themselves that is projected onto you and your choices. It has nothing really to do with your choices. It's everything to do with them. So if they're feeling judged, tell them that you're not judging them. Tell them that you are only simply making these choices for yourself. And if they feel judged, that's because they are projecting that onto you, and to really look inward. And that's a really difficult conversation to have with people. But just know that if they say that they feel judged by you, it's totally all about them, that they are feeling judged because they're judging themselves usually. So I just wanted to throw that in there as well. And finally, take a moment, even if it's 5 minutes before bed, not only to plan your day, but also to reflect on what you want for your life. Reflect on how you can put yourself first. Everybody's schedule is different. Everybody wants different things for their life. So this is going to be totally up to you with how you reflect on what you want in your life and how you can implement that into your life. Take that time to meditate, to practice your affirmations, and even just that little thing can really go a long way in helping you to put yourself first. It is very challenging because we have so many things that we need to do during the day, not only for work, but for our family, for our friends, for our loved ones, any extracurricular things that we're doing. There's so many things, but we have to put ourselves first. And even if it's only those 5 minutes at night, build upon that. Do like a habit stacking thing like Atomic Habits talks about. Get into the routine of, say, planning your next day or 5 minutes of reflection, and then add on to that. Maybe it's doing a skincare routine before you do your reflection. Maybe it's doing 10 minutes of stretching before your skincare routine, before your journaling. And over time, as you get better at doing these things consistently, as they become habits, you can habit stack and add another thing onto it, even if it's just 5 minutes. Going to bed 5 minutes earlier, going to bed 15 minutes earlier, whatever works for you. Start doing these little tiny things, because these little tiny things add up. Like, I like to think about our habits and consistency as the microgreens in a microgreens tray. When you're germinating microgreens, you put the lid on top so it's in complete blackout, and the seeds are all in there starting to germinate. And we put a weight on top of these seeds. And over time, as they grow roots and they start growing up, they actually push up the weight. You can see them growing and pushing up like a 15-pound cinder block. All of these little itty bitty tiny little baby microgreens are together pushing this weight off of the tray. They are that strong. But when you look at it, one little tiny sprout, you don't think one little tiny sprout is going to be able to hold up this 15-pound weight. But all of them, hundreds of them all combined, are what hold up this weight. And that's what our habits look like. If we want amazing change, we got to start small. Start small with those little tiny things that you can do, like going to bed 5 minutes earlier, doing an extra 2 minutes of breathing exercises. Just taking that little extra time for yourself can speak volumes later down the road if you stay consistent with it. So I hope this video helped anybody out there who's struggling with putting themselves first. I know it's challenging, but you can do it. I believe in you. You can join the community if you want to get support and connect with other people who are interested in raw food, who are doing the challenges with us, attending the live raw food classes with us. If you join the community, you have access to all the past videos that we have recorded. They're all in the replay section, including our 3-hour wrap class where we teach you how to blend and pour and spread and fill and store the wraps and how to enjoy them. We also have a 3-hour sushi class teaching you our favorite tips and tricks on how to make the best raw sushi. There's 4 recipes in there with 4 matching sauces. So that's a fun one. The tostada recipe where we show you how to spread the tostadas and make them crunchy and delicious. We also make the fiesta rice, Nate's famous guacamole. All the fun stuff is happening over in the community. So if you want to watch those classes, join the community. You'll be able to watch all the replays and join in any future live raw food classes on Zoom that we hold, along with the grow-alongs as well. So it's a really great place to connect and to get support as you are choosing more raw food in your life. You don't need to be a raw vegan to join. You just need a desire to add more raw food to your life. And also, if you didn't join the community and you still wanted to grab our ebooks, you can totally do that with 40% off. The code is rawfood40. Use the code at checkout to get that discount. It works on any or all of our ebooks and ebook collections. So that link is also in the description box below. Head on down there for all the goodies, and we will be back tomorrow for another video. Until then, I love you all. As always, I believe in you, and fruit on.